With Digi-Will and Digivice in hand, is the Digi-Dynamic Force and Digiland. When the Digi-Past and Digi-Present collide, time to Digi-Side. Digimon.
Alright, what is going on, you guys? This is your truly Master Sakurai and Master Zen, as promised. I said we were going to be doing another video regarding Digimon, and that's what I meant. It's been a long time, and I didn't mean to take it this long, but I wanted to find something that I knew was going to provide more context when concerning Digimon lore and everything concerning Digimon, especially given the fact of Time Strangers and how this is literally going to take place in the Digimon World Iliad. So I figured, since we've already done the Olympus 12, the Demon Lords, the Royal Knights, why not go a little step further and talk about the Legendary Warriors? So, Master Zen, what is your knowledge so far about the Legendary Warriors?
My knowledge of the Legendary Warriors is show and whatever I can find. But all I know is that there were actually the Legendary Warriors were split into two factions,
Right.
light and dark. So there's a certain number of light Legendary Warriors.
Okay.
Mostly we know. I also know that they're also split in between their human form and their beast form in the group.
Right.
And I know where they come from, which is the ancients, when they gave up their powers and shit and decided to let the 10 warriors. I think that they created the 10 warriors to protect the planet, protect the digital world.
Okay. Well, that being said, I know a little bit of what he's talking about because I did watch Frontiers. I'm a fan of Frontiers as well, but oh yes, and I have not watched the movies either. I'm so glad that you brought that up. I haven't even watched the movie. I don't know where to find them, man.
I know they didn't come from so they're still Japanese. So.
A few moments later.
So without further ado, here we go. This video is going to be by Digimon Central. So the video will be in the description down below. Please go check them out. And because there's like 3 other videos that I saw that I also wanted to do with you. And hopefully Urban Ninja, whenever he has the time.
What the hell is even that?
Right now he's watching a video regarding that new Marvel video game is gonna be coming out pretty soon. So yeah. That being dragging this on any further, let's get on with this.
The legendary 10 Digimon warriors once saved the ancient digital world and then disappeared, but they left their spirits behind, which hold their power to bestow it upon those who would use it to save the digital world once again.
You know what? Alright, my apologies. Alright, let's get on with this.
It happened a long time ago. There was a war between human and beast Digimon. That's when Luchamon appeared, bringing the battles to an end and leading the world to peace. But Luchamon eventually started to rule the world selfishly, making the Digimon suffer. That's when the 10 legendary warriors appeared, who were born from the same data as the digital world, which is linked to the 10 spirits. They defeated Luchamon and sealed him away in the world of nothingness, the dark area. After Luchamon was dealt with, the 10 legendary warriors released the 10 spirits and went to sleep. They entrusted the spirits to the 3 great angels who governed the digital world. 5 took care of...
Okay, so they just went to sleep.
Yeah.
Cause I'm sitting there thinking they just lost their bodies, but they just went to sleep after they sealed Lucamon.
I thought so too.
That's interesting. This is why I want to go back and watch more Digimon anime, because the more I see, the more like it helps me, realize as to like how complex a lot of these Digimon shows, regardless of what people think are. They're very complex and very interesting. You good, Urban Ninja?
I'm not here. Invisible.
So I'm just asking.
He good.
Okay.
That's why he was trying to sneak.
Alright.
I'm muting my stuff so it doesn't.
Kirubimon, 2 to Seraphimon, and 3 to Ophanimon. Kirubimon was entrusted with the spirits of darkness, earth, wood, water, and steel, and took care of upholding knowledge and teachings in the digital world. Seraphimon was in charge of the light and wind spirits and upheld law and order, and Ophanimon guarded the spirits of fire, thunder, and ice, upholding love and life.
Oh.
For a while, the digital world was at peace, but Lucimon patiently waited for his chance to awaken once again someday. He noticed that Kirubimon didn't always agree with the other 2 angels and sensed potential to manipulate him. Kirubimon was the beast type and felt that the human type Seraphimon and Ophanimon didn't understand the beast clan. Kirubimon started to feel misunderstood and isolated. Lucimon then began shrouding Kirubimon in an evil aura. Kirubimon
Right, and that began the whole war between Beast Digimon and Human Digimon.
Again.
What do you mean again?
Because it happened before.
If this shit happened twice?
Yes, the first time the Beast Spirit and the not Beast Spirits, the Beast Digimon and the Human Digimon had a war. The one who stopped it was Lucimon, but Lucimon decided to take over the world, and that was even crueler. The ancient Digimon decided to stop him.
Oh, because I just thought it was an all-out war. I didn't know it was still between the 2 factions.
Yeah, it was still between the 2 factions. Because if you look at it, there's a lot of Digimon that are beast-like form and human form.
Yes. Yes, I've realized that.
Yeah. And at the time, they fought each other once, and then Lucimon stopped the war, but at the same time, he conquered the planet, conquered all the Digimon world, but he did it cruelly. Then when the ancient Digimon decided to stop him, they sealed him, and then they left their power for whoever wants to use it for good. They left it to the 3 angels, and then that was it. The war was peaceful. The world was peaceful.
Yeah,
And
world was at peace.
Everything was fine. But then Lucimon was just waiting for his chance to come back, and he took the insecurity and what else I want to say? He was both insecure and something else.
Envious? Is it envy?
I wouldn't say envious. He just felt like the 2 angels
Didn't understand him.
Pretty
Like he
much.
was saying that he just felt like he was being unheard, is
Yeah,
what I
pretty
should say.
much.
Unheard.
Pretty much him and all his other beast people. So Lucimon took advantage of that and corrupted him. So that's what turned him into his fallen form. Because all angels have a fallen form. They just haven't showed it to us yet.
Does Alfani...
Yeah,
No, she does.
She does.
Well, what about Seraphimon? Does he have one?
Yeah, he does. It's green, silver, and the cross on his face turned to an X.
Oh, that! I thought that was just an after effect for what what's his name did to him.
No, that's his fallen form.
Oh, wow.
His motivation was to create a new law and order for his beast clan. After finally turning evil, he took his beast clan army and attacked Seraphimon and Ophanimon, imprisoning them. Being the keeper of 5 legendary warrior spirits, Kirubimon created evil warriors from 4 of those. Then he ordered his minions to start gathering the digital world's data, leaving this world riddled with holes. He wanted to gather all 10 spirits in one place and fuse them with all the data he gathered to take over the digital world. Kirubimon gave the 5th spirit to a child who ended up in the digital world, who like him could be easily corrupted. Seraphimon knew the locations of the other 5 spirits, but he was put to sleep, so Ophanimon helped the chosen children find the spirits and use them to save the digital world. A spirit is an item that contains the power of the 10 legendary warriors. Each spirit has 2 types, a human spirit that takes a human form and a beast spirit that takes a beast form. Spirit evolution is when chosen children use one of the 20 legendary spirits to transform themselves into hybrid Digimon.
Hold up. Let me just double check. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna say this right now. I do not understand, and still, to this very day, do not understand the hatred that this series got. I don't understand it at all. Because for as much as Digimon have pointed this out, that humans and Digimon are stronger together. What was the hate train about with them fusing?
I didn't get that either, because the way I see it is the it is possible for the spirits to have digital forms, but it was in a fucking crisis, and at the time, if they were looking for the people who were on the trains were going to the digital world and probably could find their digital partners, and at the same time, the spirits were also trying to find their partners. Since they couldn't really, at the time, they were hidden and they couldn't find their own partners. So they sent out, like, invitations. Find people who align with them, like any other Digimon partner would.
Hell, hence that was the whole origin behind Digimon Adventure 1. Because the whole reason why that digital the Digimon were even created, those specific Digimon were even created, they were assigned to each human being.
And at the time, think about when they were actually going into the train and going there, the entire digital world was also already in crisis because it was already in patches.
Yeah, it was in actual peril. Even in Adventure 1, I'm gonna say it again, that was in actual peril.
Yeah, it was in actual peril, and it was the digital world was an island at that time, and it was still shrinking. I think that was Island Folder too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the start that was Island Folder, then it got bigger.
But yeah, I still, for the life of me, just don't understand why this series has gotten so much. Okay, so humans fusing with spiritual Digimon. So what?
And the way I also, if I think about it, if a human goes into the digital world, they are also changing to a half digital being too.
Yeah, like even in the movie
So
when Tai went in the computer, not even still sure how he did that, but he himself became digital when bonding with freaking Greymon, with War Greymon, and then on top of that, if we go into Cyber Sleuth, the whole thing regarding what's that girl's character, where she ultimately ended up sacrificing herself and then became a Digimon her damn self in the end.
That wasn't Cyber Sleuth.
I think that was that Hacker's Memory.
Hacker's Memory.
Yeah,
and she had a dangerous disease anyway. She was dying.
Yeah.
So she fused together with her Digimon partner, which was Watermon, became Woodymon. Huh.
So like I said, this is not me, what's the word? Pointing this out because of like anybody say anything to me. I just never understood it. Because when I was watching Frontiers, I was honestly hooked. I was like, yes. Yeah. More stuff about the digital world, more lore about it. We can't just keep harping on the same, which is why I love Digimon. Harping on the same trope. Kids getting sent to the digital world, count on Digimon, they work together, bing bang boom. Adventure 1 and 2, goated. Tamers, goated. This, also goated. Each series had its own reason as to why things happened. So like, yeah. Let's continue.
Other Digimon can also use the spirits to evolve. The form evolved by using spirits is called a hybrid. There are also fusion forms that use a combination of human spirits and beast spirits, and transcendent forms that use a combination of spirits of multiple attributes. The 10 legendary warriors had attributes, but Digimon born from their...
What?
And the show, it shows it, but it showed the fire and light spirit fusing with their beast, their two forms, human and beast spirits, to make a hybrid spirit. I want to see the other spirits do that too.
I do too. Because honestly, I want to see what else could have been done with those other spirits. I really do.
Again, they did, the cards showed further evolution forms that it can do.
Oh, that's another thing. I'm so grateful that they given us the whole card line. They're still doing the whole card line. I'm so happy for that.
Yeah,
I really am.
Their spirits have a variable attribute, meaning it can change depending on the environment. These Digimon as hybrids also don't have an evolution stage, but some Digimon media can assign them a stage if they need one to fit with the story, like in games. Spirit of Fire has the ability of fire. It can evolve from a human spirit to Agnimon and from a beast spirit to Vrichamon. Spirit of Light has the ability of light. It can evolve from a human spirit to Wolfmon and from a beast spirit to Garumon. Ice Spirit has the power of ice. It can evolve into Chakmon from its human spirit form and into Blizzardmon from its beast spirit form. Spirit of the Wind has the ability of wind. It can evolve from a human spirit into Fairymon and from a beast spirit to Shutumon. Spirit of Thunder has the power of lightning. It can evolve into Blitzmon from its human spirit form and Bulgmon from its beast spirit form.
Right.
Spirit of Earth has the power of earth. It can evolve into Grotemon from its human spirit form and Gigasmon from its beast spirit form. Spirit of Steel has the ability of steel.
Okay, now. Here's what I'm gonna say about this. One, I didn't know he was a spirit of steel.
That was given by the way he looked.
John, you gonna tell me a dude with mirrors is the spirit of steel?
Oh, pretty much. Since if you think about it, they said it was the spirit of different elements, and most of his body is like basically his shields, his fucking abs, and his face are mirrors. The rest of him is steel.
Okay.
Like a metal steel.
Now, given that you just said that, I completely understand. Get it, right? You just said it. Everything's steel. Chrome. It's all looking nice and shiny. What is that?
His beast form. I understand the way it looks. It's like, what the fuck? Why is this the beast form? But if you think about it, a definition of a beast form is an animal. Most of the time, it's an animal-like state, but it's an unknown form.
I get that, but like, it's a bunch of eyeballs connected to. I want to assume steel beams.
Probably so. Those are probably steel beams.
I don't know what I really don't know what else to call that.
Technically, they were inside there too in the episodes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The thing is big as hell, and it's like a whole. I want to say what, like a whole scaffold building.
It's supposed to be a scaffold. At this form right here that is showing. This is his standard form when it like traps people in and lets them fight. And he technically, I think he absorbs whoever loses.
Yeah, it was a whole arc about that where he could like do that.
Yeah, I think I missed that episode where he got that. I don't know when he got that shit.
I remember it. It was a whole. I need to go back and watch Frontiers because like the game went from. I think they went from. Because they were trying to go up, right?
Yeah.
So they went from there to there. They split up into groups. They went from there, ultimately up to here to fight him.
No.
Not him. I think it was somebody else that they were fighting.
I think they were fighting his human spirit at the time inside. They defeated it and they thought that was over.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he started moving and talking as a giant. As his giant form.
Yeah.
And forget the steel beams retracted and then he started wiggling around like a snake in the worm or some shit. Because at the time he also copied their attacks and abilities while they were in there.
Yeah, that's why I need to rewatch this.
Yeah, because when they were trying to attack him, he reflected back. He sent an attack back that was effective against them out of one of his eyes.
Mm.
It can evolve from a human spirit to Mercuriumon and from a beast spirit to Sephirothmon. Water Spirit has the power of water. It can evolve.
Alright, I'm gonna say this now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this now. I'm not ashamed to say this. I had a crush on Ranamon.
Mm-hmm.
Ranamon was, listen, I know people like Zephyrmon. I was the dude that was into Ranamon. And then after she got her beast spirit, I was just like, wow. I'm doing the top half, I'm sorry.
You what?
I'm doing the top half. I gotta. Sorry. Anyway, continue.
Evolve into Ranamon from a human spirit and into Calamaramon from a beast spirit. Spirit of the Wood has the abilities of a plant.
Right.
It can evolve from a human spirit to Arbormon
Yeah.
and from a beast spirit to Petaldramon. Dark Spirit holds the power of darkness, the human spirit Duskmon, and the beast
Yeah. You know what? I honestly like.
If I think about it, it's more of a that's his corrupted form, like a fall down form.
Honestly, I was like low key wishing, you know, that like that form literally became its own thing after, like, you know, it separated from what's his name?
Brother.
Yeah, his brother. But like, I understand why it just needed to go, but at the same time, this thing was menacing as fuck.
Mhm.
I like the whole arc where the team was fighting this thing. Yeah, especially when he got his beast spirit. Oh my god,
I think he been had his beast spirit. He just didn't.
he just didn't use it.
Yeah.
There was no need to. He was packing them up.
Yeah, pretty much.
beast spirit Velgarmon are forms changed by the curse of Cherubimon. Their true forms are the human spirit Lowmon and the beast spirit Kaiserleomon. Agnimon is a Digimon with the power of fire. His Digicore is wrapped in spiritual fire, also known as the Holy Flame, and he can freely control flames. He is the incarnation of the firewall, the defense wall of the internet, and is also its guardian deity. Because he gets hot-headed easily, he has
think
a
about
warrior-like
The defense wall of the internet?
The firewall. What the fuck do you call a firewall? You stupid. The world still has
Wasn't
computer.
thinking about it that hard, man.
What are you thinking about it that hard? That was simple.
Something else, like
Fire. He's the wall. Fire wall. Fire wall.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
Do you have protection on your computer?
Okay.
Fire
All right.
wall. He's the fire in the wall.
What the hell going on out here? What?
So you know Agunimon, right?
Uh-huh.
The dude literally just said that Agunimon has the
He has the ability to control fire, and his job is to be the wall for the digital world.
Yeah.
This nigga didn't put together that his whole shtick is to be the fire wall of a computer.
It literally just said he's the firewall of the internet, and I'm not thinking it like that. I'm thinking it like.
Hold on, I'm switching spots with Urban Ninja.
I thought about it in a different way. I wasn't thinking literally. Okay, they're literally saying that he is the firewall of the internet, but he literally just said it. So like,
What do you think? Do you have protection for your computer?
Oh. I can't believe it.
Alright, let's continue with our firewall now said. Let's see what the
side to
other
him,
spirits are.
training his mind with yoga breathing, and his speech is somewhat old-fashioned and martial. In battle, he makes full use of oriental martial arts, and by concentrating his energy, he gathers flames in one place of his body to increase his attack power. Agnimon belongs to the Dragon's Roar, Nature Spirits, Deep Savers, and Nightmare Soldiers fields.
oh wow,
Agnimon is based on Agni, the Hindu god of fire. He is equally the fire of the sun, of lightning, and of both the domestic and the sacrificial hearth.
see, that's what I was going to. That there has to be something else that he represents, and he literally just said it.
Yeah. But
His special attacks are Burning Salamander, which unleashes a flame dragon from his flaming fist, and Salamander Break, which unleashes a flaming whirlwind kick. Another attack is Fire Darts, when he throws small bits of fire from his gauntlet at the target. Flamon is a Digimon that was created when Agnimon lost his power and took on a half-human, half-beast form. He has lost the fighting spirit that Digimon naturally had, and as a result has lost his power. However, since he inherited the spirit of the legendary 10 warriors, possessing ultimate strength, even though he has lost his power, average adult Digimon cannot compete with him. If anything, he has a kindness that is unusual for a Digimon, and also has the mischievous side of a Digimon in his growth stage. Flamon belongs to the Nature Spirits field. His special attack is Baby Salamander, which shoots out a fiery aura. Wolfmon is a Digimon with the power of light. The light purple parts on various parts of his body are Saint Amethysts, in which holy light is sealed. The holy light makes amethyst extremely hard when the owner has a righteous heart, but it becomes brittle as soon as the owner has a negative heart. He has a chivalrous spirit and is willing to risk his life for what he believes in and hates injustice. Wolfmon himself is quiet and doesn't like to get involved with others, so he often gives off a cold impression, but in reality he is a kind-hearted warrior. Wolfmon belongs to the Nature Spirits, Wind Guardians, Virus Busters, Metal Empire and Nightmare Soldiers fields.
Nice.
His special attacks are Lichtsieger, which cuts opponents in half with his sword of light called Lichtschwert, and in his Zweisieger attack he connects his two light swords and slashes enemies to pieces. Other attacks include Strahl and Lichtkugel. Strabimon is a Digimon whose power has been halved, turning him into a half-human, half-beast form. Unlike Flamon, who is also half-human and half-beast, Strabimon has not lost his fighting instinct, giving him a somewhat ferocious side. Because of this, although he looks like a Digimon in the child stage, he can rampage to the point of being uncontrollable, just like an adult Digimon.
Oh wow.
Like Flamon, his power has been reduced, but adult-class Digimon are no match for him. Strabimon belongs to the Nature Spirits field. His special attack is Lichtnagel, which slices the opponent to pieces with the shining claws on both his hands. Another attack is Lichtbein. Chakmon is a Digimon with ice abilities. He calls himself a sergeant in the Polar Army's Polar Region Defense Force. When asked about this, he responds that it is all classified, so the truth is unknown. This is all
I didn't know they classified him as a freaking general.
Oh yeah, he was literally he made his partner was probably a child, but the whole demeanor was a soldier-like type thing anyway.
Oh wow.
Why do you think he had a rocket? A portable snow-blowing rocket on his back.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't put two and two together when it came to that. I just thought, oh, well, he's a mini little polar bear with a gun.
Has enough strength to blast your ass.
Enough strength, even though the child that he was
Needed work. The child needs.
Yeah.
He needed more courage. Stop crying.
likely to be a product of his own imagination. However, his operation of the launcher, nicknamed Romeo, and his precision in battle are genuine, and he is also strong in survival knowledge, making him a very reliable Digimon. He rarely acts on his own, and mainly operates in response to requests or orders from others. If no one relies on him and he has nothing to do, he will get into an existential crisis and become depressed. Chakmon belongs to the Deep Savers field. He shoots special snowballs from his launcher, and there are several types depending on the purpose. His special attacks are Tsurararara, where he turns his body into icicles and jumps at the enemy.
Oh wow.
And Snow Bomber, where he fires super frozen snowballs from his launcher. Another attack is Kachi Kachi Kochin. Blitzmon is a Digimon with the power of lightning. His agile movements, which are unexpected from his size, are the result of high voltage currents coursing through his body. He generates a special magnetic field, creating an anti-gravity environment that allows him to move at high speeds. The overflowing power of lightning manifests as sparks in various parts of his body, making Blitzmon appear robotic, but in contrast, his personality is expressive and human-like. His speech is rough, but this only makes him seem all the warmer. Blitzmon belongs to the Metal Empire field. In battle, he has a wrestler-like style, and due to his nature, he is not good at acting in water. His special attacks are Thor's Hammer, when he clasps both hands together and swings down with great force, and Mjolnir Thunder, which rains lightning from the sky.
Nice.
Another attack is Lightning Bomber. Pheromone is a Digimon with the power of the wind. She is skilled in attacks such as freely manipulating the atmosphere to make the enemy see a mirage, or creating a vacuum to generate a Kamaitachi. She is more skilled in information warfare than in actual combat ability. She has an innocent and inquisitive personality, and is a talkative, loose-lipped troublemaker, but since she has no ill intentions, she's not hated. She is a thorough optimist and has a strong spirit that allows her to laugh and overcome minor adversities. Pheromone belongs to the nature spirits, wind guardians and virus busters fields.
Okay.
Her special attacks are Tornado Gamba, in which she does a handstand and performs a whirlwind kick.
You know what? Here's the thing about that. Every time she did that move, I always thought about, is there a moment where she misses that shit? Because every time she does it, she hits her target on the spot. And I'm just like, so y'all just not gonna move the fuck out the way?
No, not really. Most people don't. Most people underestimate it, I should say.
No, I definitely see. Plus, also she was kind of the second crush that I had in this show. Certainly how she was dressed. You see how she's dressed?
Yep.
And I was like in Pokemon more. Jesus.
And Roseo Temporale, in which she charges at the enemy and performs a backflip kick after a series of kicks.
Look at how she's kicking him.
Other attacks include Brezzo Petalo, when she produces streams of wind from her fingers and flings them at the enemy, and Carino Anka, when she hits the enemy with her bottom, immobilizing them for a while.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Duskmon is a Digimon with dark abilities. The regrets of various extinct Digimon species and the forbidden data on the internet have turned into intense dark energy, solidifying into Duskmon.
Hold on, say
Dark
that
energy
again?
is the opposite.
Oh, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Duskmon is a Digimon with dark abilities. The regrets of various extinct Digimon species and the forbidden data on the internet have turned into
That's what I thought he said.
Extinct species.
The regrets of extinct Digimon species and the dark and the forbidden data of the digital world.
Basically, the dark net.
You know, I'm so glad you just putting two together, because I'm just like, holy shit. You're just like, oh, that's a dark web.
Pretty much. Where else you gonna get forbidden information or dark information?
Government.
That's true, but that's true. But most of that shit is already on the dark web.
to intense dark energy, solidifying into Duskmon. Dark energy is the opposite of the light of holy beings, and is inseparable from those who possess the power of light. His personality is thoroughly evil, ruthless, and cruel. He's a perfectionist and has the dignity of a demon king, full of confidence. He is invincible in sword combat and does not hesitate to use cruel attacks. Duskmon belongs to the Nightmare Soldiers and Dark Area fields. His special attacks are Geist Abend, which makes the eyes on various parts of his body glow and puts the opponent into a hypnotic state, and Eroberung, which absorbs the opponent's power and makes it his own, with his two cursed swords called Blunt Evolution. The 3 heads and 7 eyes on his armor can act on their own, as if they are separate creatures, and true evil is sealed within them.
Wow.
Another attack is Gedächtnisstörung. Lawamon is a Digimon who is the true successor of the Spirit of Darkness. The Spirit of Darkness was transformed into the form of Duskmon by Cherubimon's curse, but Lawamon is his true form, freed from this magic. His appearance is not at all sinister, and he is known as the brave Jet Black Warrior, who fights as the shadow of the other 10 warriors. His power alone is comparable to that of fusion species such as Aldamon, and it is said that his overwhelming power is hidden in the Nibelungen ring worn on the index finger of his right hand.
Oh wow.
Lawamon belongs to the Virus Busters field. He is an expert in spearsmanship and is an executor of darkness who pierces evil with the spear of condemnation and purifies it with the shield of atonement. His special attacks are Ewig Schlaf, which blasts the enemy with a powerful spear attack, and Endlich Meteor, which fires a golden energy wave from the lion on his chest. Arbormon is a Digimon with plant abilities. He's a digitalized blueprint for a wooden mechanical puppet from the Middle Ages, and his gimmick is surprisingly old-fashioned. He's expressionless and silent, so it is impossible to know what he is thinking, and his comrades literally treat him like a puppet. However, once a battle begins, he toys with his enemies with his agile and tricky movements. He can fire powerful vines from the tubes on his back and manipulate his opponents like marionettes. His skin is fireproof, but his insides and joints are vulnerable to fire. Arbormon belongs to the Nature Spirits field. His special attacks are Machine Gun Dance, which unleashes successive kicks from unexpected directions with bizarre movements, and Blockade Seed, which fires a giant seed from a hole in his chest and spreads vines all over the opponent's body. Grotamon is a Digimon with the power of the earth. From his large palms and thick fingers, he can create a variety of weapons and armor, which are both practical and artistic. The Grotto armor he wears and his main weapon, the Grotto hammer, are all handmade Grotto brands. He hates being ordered around and prefers to act alone, but once he recognizes the abilities of others, he will obediently follow them and immerse himself in his work like...
Granted, he teamed up in many episodes with the other one that he just showed.
What's fair?
Yes, and when I tell you they was doing damage at one point, they were doing damage. Yeah, it's a wooden. In hindsight, it's a wooden toy and a freaking gnome with a hammer. But at the same time, don't think that they won't fuck you up, because they will.
I know. I watched the show there.
Don't think they won't fuck. No, I'm telling them. Don't think they won't fuck you up, because they will. Especially if they team up with Ranamon. That was just, yeah. What just fell?
I don't know. It was your room.
I'll check it later. As long as ain't nothing combusting in fire, I should be alright.
Like a craftsman. He's not very smart, but when it comes to his work, he has an extremely high sense of pride and tends to underestimate others. He belongs to the Nature Spirits and Metal Empire fields. In battle, his main attacks are Snake Eye Break, which turns enemies he touches with his Grotto hammer into stone and destroys them, and Jack in the Box, which allows him to sneak into the ground and launch a surprise attack from under his opponent's feet, but he also has a technique where he creates a Golemon out of nearby earth and orders him to attack. Ranma is a Digimon with the power of water.
Yes.
Perhaps because her main area of activity has been the ocean section of the weather forecast system, she has a keen intuition and her emotions change easily. Her feelings are intense, and when she's in a good mood, she can act like a refined young lady, but when something displeases her, she will cry hysterically like a baby. In battle, she rarely attacks directly, and mainly uses indirect attacks by manipulating rain. However, her combat abilities are strong when she is emotional, and her attacks while crying are particularly difficult to control. Ranamon belongs to the Deep Savers field. Her special attacks are Rain Stream, which focuses heavy rain on one enemy and crushes them, and Jealousy Rain, which melts all enemies with acid rain.
Yeah.
Mercuramon is a Digimon with the power of steel. Among the evil warriors...
Now, I'm gonna say this right now. When I was watching this show, given the fact that he's the Digimon of Steel, I hated this motherfucker.
That's understandable.
Hated this motherfucker. Just the way they had him sound, he was so smug. He thought he had everything in the bag. Couldn't stand this fool. Could not stand this fool.
He's the one who acts as a strategist and bestows wisdom. He has an aristocratic taste and is particular about his own style, which is also shown in battle, where he will explain the greatness of his tactics and the weapons he uses. His mind is so quick that he can come up with several strategies at the same time, so he's always arguing with himself in a fast-talking monologue. The powerful mirrors on both of his arms are called Shields of Irony, and they reflect back the damage from enemy attacks. He also uses a strange technique where he disappears into the mirror. Mercuramon belongs to the Metal Empire field. His special attacks are Generous Mirror, which reflects the opponent's attacks with his Shields of Irony, and Offset Reflector, which reverses the nature of the opponent's attacks and cancels them out.
Alright, now
Richamon
we get
is
to
a
the beast
Digimon with the
forms.
power of fire. His skin can withstand high heat, so he can move even through lava, and he is a firefighter who can negate flames with an instantaneous explosive flame. He's said to have been created from data used in the study of active volcanoes and is believed to contain an unknown immeasurable energy. He's said to be the sworn enemy of Indra, the god of thunder in Hindu mythology, and his nickname of the fire dragon reflects his ferocious nature.
Wow.
His fighting tactics are bold, and the stronger the opponent, the more his fighting spirit burns. He also has a reckless side that does not back down even in disadvantageous battles. Richamon belongs to the Dragon's Roar, Nature Spirits, Deep Savers and Nightmare Soldiers fields. His special attacks are Corona Blaster, which fires a laser comparable to the heat rays of the sun from the super weapons Rudya Darpana on both arms, and Flame Storm, which burns his entire body and releases a high-temperature tornado with the flapping of his wings. Garmon is a Digimon with the power of light. Perhaps because he was discovered through an optical communication network, he's capable of ultra-high-speed movement, dodging bullets to approach his enemies,
really
and
fast.
his sharp claws and fangs will tear apart anyone he deems evil without question. He has a sense of justice worthy of the name of Garm, who fought alongside the god of war Tyr in Ragnarok in Norse mythology, and has a stronger hatred for evil than most. He will not obey anyone who has even the slightest evil intention, and once he has sworn his loyalty, he will never betray them. In Norse mythology, Garm is a wolf or dog associated with both Hel and Ragnarok, and described as a blood-stained guardian of Hel's Gate.
Damn.
Garmon belongs to the Byverse Busters, Wind Guardians, Metal Empire and Nature Spirits fields. His special attacks are Speedster, which charges at ultra-high speed and slices the enemy to shreds with the wing blades on his back, and Solar Laser, which draws in light energy from his mouth and spits it out at the same time as it reaches a critical point. Blizzarmon is a Digimon with ice abilities. He is more reckless than brave, but is wild and full of ambition and desire. He is curious, likes to be the center of attention, and is quite a joker. Even during battle, he makes humorous poses, as if praying to the god of ice and snow that he worships, and shouts the name of his special attacks. But in reality, he is also shrewd, carefully observing the enemy and the terrain, and advancing the battle to his advantage.
Yeah.
Blizzarmon belongs to the Deep Savers field. His special attacks are Avalanche Step, which uses his two tomahawks Edgy and Oji to slice the enemy into pieces as if dancing.
Now see, I didn't know his blades had a name.
And
Damn.
Gator Torpedo, which uses his stretchy hair to immobilize the opponent and finish them off with the blades at the tips. Bulkamon is a Digimon with the power of lightning. He was
I ain't
discovered
gonna
in the
hold you.
security...
When I first saw his form, this is basically Heracross with thunder, like a steel Heracross, and I loved it. I honestly loved it, especially with the cannon at his head. I was like, why couldn't they just do this? I would be alright if they just did like that.
Okay, Joseph, I think we get it. You're
Nah.
regretting your 30 years of life of giving it to Pokemon.
You don't understand, dude. You don't understand. Cause like, while watching this series,
I think the whole world is regretting it now that they're at this point.
there's so much. There's so much lore and information that I'm absorbing.
You know what that is? It's gross.
I'm grateful, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I am
something
grateful.
new to do for the next 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
system created based on the Scarab treasure chamber at the deepest part of the pyramid and has a cautious and careful personality. Scarabs are amulets and impression seals shaped according to the eponymous beetles, which were popular throughout ancient Egypt.
They are.
In battle, he patiently shields his allies with his tough armor and takes the enemy's attacks, but when he reaches a critical point, he launches a fierce all-out attack with all of his guns until the enemy is reduced to nothing. Due to his heavy weight and low mobility, he is basically in charge of rear support. However, he can also destroy enemies in close combat with his diverse weapons. Bulkamon belongs to the Metal Empire field. His special attacks are Ultimate Thunder, which releases all of his energy from both arms, and Field Destroyer, which fires a super fast positron laser from his head turret. Shutamon is a Digimon with the power of wind. At first glance,
yes.
she appears to be a calm,
Zephyrmon.
mature woman and bewilders her opponents with her listless behavior, but in reality she has a whimsical, devilish personality that likes to trouble people. She will also surprise her opponents by purposely telling them unlucky fortunes. She rarely takes the initiative to help in battle, and if she cannot see the opponent's efforts, she will deliberately put them in a difficult situation.
Damn.
Once she feels like it, she can glide freely through the air and defeat her opponents by manipulating the wind with a secret Mesopotamian spell. Shutamon belongs to the Wind Guardian's field. Her special attacks are Gilgamesh Slicer, which cuts through the air along with the opponent, with the claws on her hands and feet, and Wind of Pain, which jumps into the air and shoots the feathers from her hair and wings as sharp arrows. Velgarmon is a Digimon with the power of darkness.
Yes.
He has the appearance of a gigantic
huge
monster bird
sky
and is called
terror.
the one that swallows the dead due to his ferocious appearance and nature. Duskmon transforms into tiny particles, which then fly down from the sky, which is covered in a large amount of black mist. Duskmon is proud and hates the fact that he will turn into the hideous and irrational Velgarmon, so he will not show his Velgarmon form unless something extraordinary happens. In regular battles, his main weapons are his claws, which have the ability to blind opponents.
When I first saw that thing, the one thing that I asked in my brain was like, how the hell are they gonna, or how the hell are they gonna beat this thing? This thing was as big as a jet.
Oh, most Digimon are that big.
A dark aura like jet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was terrifying when I first saw it. Absolutely terrifying. And the fact that the dude just had it in his back pocket the whole time and just didn't decide to use it until it was like, okay, I really gotta murk these
You gotta
people.
clean the bottom of your shoes because they're sticky.
Yeah, no, that's the worst part.
Yeah.
It's not working.
and his fangs, which can even bite through metal. Velgarmon belongs to the Nightmare Soldier's field. His special attacks are Zone Deleter, which uses a powerful flap of his wings to wipe out the enemy and the space around them into another dimension. And Master of Darkness, which changes the enemy's nature to darkness and manipulates them as he pleases. Kaiser Leomon is a Digimon who is the true successor of the Spirit of Darkness. Like Duskmon, the Spirit of Darkness was transformed into the form of Velgarmon by Cherubimon's curse, but Kaiser Leomon is his true form, freed from this magic. Known as the Jet Black Lion, his body is a type of chrome Digizoid and discovered in a special metal called Obsidian Digizoid that shines jet black.
Yes, there is something called Obsidian Digizoid.
Was that in the information that we absorbed in the last thing when we talked about Digizoid?
Yeah, it's technically Black Digizoid. It's a sub form of Black Digizoid.
How many Digizoids are there?
There's red, there's blue, there's yellow, there's green, there's black.
I know about Chrome.
Yeah.
And now Obsidian. Jesus Christ.
Jesus H.
Wait a minute, what type of Digizoid does Cradiamon have? Cradiamon have? I forget what type was that? Cause he had a different. Is it just dark? No. I have to relook it up. I don't even have my phone with me.
Cradiamon, who's that in?
It was the Royal Knights. One of the Royal Knights.
He had purple.
Purple Digizoid.
He had black and purple Digizoid.
Christ.
Because he had it as a shield, basically.
Right. That I know for certain. But I knew it was another type of Digizoid that he had.
Yeah.
As a result, not only does it have high defense capabilities, but the armor is also extremely sharp. It is said that after Kaiser Leomon runs through, a gust of black wind will cut everything to pieces.
Fuck!
Kaiser Leomon belongs to the Virus Busters and Nightmare Soldiers fields. His special attacks are Schwarz Donner, which fires a black energy bullet, and Schwarz König, which crushes the enemy with a black aura that covers his entire body. Gigasmon is a Digimon with the power of Earth. He is a giant of Earth that materializes by solidifying the soil on the ground and the components in the atmosphere. At the moment of materialization, he is covered in high heat and his skin becomes super hard, surpassing ceramic. His personality and thoughts are arrogant, just like Grotemon's.
Ceramic,
Having grown to a huge size, he has become even more overconfident, and his tactics are extremely violent. As he generally underestimates his opponents, he finds fighting boring and often yawns during battles. Gigasmon belongs to the Nature Spirits field. His special attacks are Earthquake, where he jumps high and slams the ground with great force, and Hurricane Bomber, where he spreads both arms and spins at high speed to unleash a double lariat. Petaldragon is a Digimon with plant abilities. Countless buds emerge from Arbormon's surface, growing rapidly, and his surface transforms into the appearance of a giant lizard made of plants. Like Arbormon, he is expressionless, and it is difficult to guess what he is thinking, but unlike Arbormon, who did not require food, Petaldragon has a voracious appetite. When he opens his mouth, he sticks out a vine-like tongue and swallows anything. When he swallows his prey, the branches on his back grow, and for just that moment he shows an eerie smile. His physical attacks are whips made from his branches and tail. He scatters sleep-inducing spores from the moss that covers his surface. Petaldragon belongs to the Nature Spirits field. His special attacks are Leaf Cyclone, which rotates the leaves around his head and fires them, and Thousand Spikes, which...
You know, I'm gonna say this right now. The thing, now knowing this, that he's able to just eat anything, I don't understand what was the whole point of him with the burger episode.
Love burgers.
And no, I do not agree the ultimate burger is having onions on it and with some ketchup on top. I do not agree with that at all. The ultimate burger is lettuce, cheese, tomatoes. I don't like onions, but I'll put it on there anyway. Onions, pickles, ketchup and mustard, and topped together in that order. And yes, I just depicted a fucking Krabby Patty. I know.
I was about to say SpongeBob. SpongeBob, my boy. You need to start with the burgers.
Shoots out countless roots that have crawled above ground in low, impaling all the enemies in his vicinity.
I'll have to check.
Calamaramon is a Digimon with the power of water. With a half-human, half-beast appearance, her tentacles are used for offense and defense, spinning at high speed to attack the enemy, or converging to form a wall.
I remember she was so pissed that she had gotten this beast spirit. And then she was like, you know what? I'm cool with this. Cause she was trying to match Zephyrmon. It was a whole woman thing, like a woman fighting thing.
Pretty much she wanted to be known as the
yeah
thing.
And then she got that.
To guard the main body. If the battle using her tentacles is unsuccessful, she retracts her main body into her torso and launches a powerful attack in the form of a giant squid. The elasticity of her torso is greater than that of her tentacles, making her immune to external physical attacks. She is better at acting in the water or in the air, but on land she skillfully manipulates her 10 tentacles and moves like a giant hermit crab. She has the sly and short-tempered personality of a witch. Her special attacks are Nero Corso, which blows soluble ink from her mouth, and Titanic Charge, which hardens her torso, rotates it like a drill, and slams it into the enemy.
And then we get to this.
Is a Digimon with the power of steel. He has a machine-like way of thinking, completely devoid of emotion. He can instantly analyze his enemies and accurately exploit their weaknesses. However, he is extremely vulnerable to uncalculated moves. Each of his 10 spheres has the same attribute as the other 10 warriors and can attack with the same attribute or absorb attacks of the same attribute. When an enemy attack misses or when his own attack hits, a low unpleasant laugh comes from his creepy mouth. Sephirothmon belongs to the Metal Empire field. His special attack is Rumble Blend number 1 to 10, which shuffles the sphere and randomly attacks with the same attribute as one of the 10 warriors from the sphere that stops at the top of his head. The one who possesses both the human and beast type of a spirit can bond with both spirits to evolve into a fusion form hybrid Digimon.
Yeah.
In Digimon Frontier, the power to double spirit evolve is granted by Seraphimon's Digi-Egg before hatching into Patamon. Only Agnimon and Wolfmon were able to achieve this evolution, getting the forms of Aldamon and Beowulfmon during the events of Digimon Frontier.
Which I thought was kind of a cop-out, because So you're telling me only them two can do it and the rest of them couldn't? I would have wanted to see a fusion of.
They could have gave it to the others, but the egg hatched. Plot says the egg must hatch now.
But double spirit evolutions of other spirits are also known.
Yeah.
Aldamon is a fusion of the human and beast spirits of fire. He gained unknown abilities, so he can use fire beyond legend. He often makes enemies due to his violent behavior. His name comes from the fusion of a god in Hindu mythology who is depicted as half male, half female, equally split down the middle. Aldamon is a demon god that fights by transforming anger and fear into the power of justice, combining the wildness of a beast with the intelligence of a man. In battle, he unleashes ultra-wide range attacks that melt and burn everything. His destructive power is reminiscent of the threat of modern nuclear weapons. Aldamon belongs to the Dragon's Roar, Virus Busters, Nature Spirits, Deep Savers and Nightmare Soldiers fields. His special attacks are Brahmashira, which boosts the sacred flames of his Digicore to the limit, increasing the high temperature, high density central core of the sun and causing a huge explosion, and Brahmastra, which fires high-speed, rapid-fire, ultra-high temperature bullets from the super weapons Rudri Darpana on both arms. He can also use Rudriya Darpana in hand-to-hand combat and is good at close combat. Beowulfmon is a fusion of the human and beast spirits of light. He gained unknown abilities and can use light beyond legend. He is a powerful warrior who combines the wildness of a beast with the intelligence of a man and easily swings down his large two-edged sword Trinitet with one hand. In battle, he fights calmly and coolly, judging the situation without getting heated up, but he believes in the path of a warrior who fights for his allies and challenges powerful foes. In his left hand, he wields a missile pod for long-distance combat, Roland Zwei, and is good at both long-distance and close-range combat. Beowulfmon is based on Beowulf, a Scandinavian hero from a heroic poem of the same name, which is the oldest piece of English literature. Beowulfmon belongs to the Virus Busters, Metal Empire and Wind Guardians fields. His special attacks are Licht Angriff, a powerful combination heavy weapon that launches multiple homing missiles from Roland Zwei at the enemy and kills them with the main gun, and Zweihände, which swings his large sword Trinitet from above at subliminal speed, cutting the enemy to shreds in an instant. Another attack is Heleklin. Jet Sylphimon is a fusion of the human and beast spirits of wind. He gained unknown abilities, giving...
Oh, thank God! There's a Jesus, there is a God. Where years later they say, you know what? Let's just do this for the sake of
this is
this.
supposed to be the Chinese. No. Yeah, the Japanese or Chinese Digimon game they got over there.
The phone game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we didn't get. Just saddens my heart, man. A lot of this stuff we just did not get. It's just sad. And yeah, a part of me still wants to, see if I can, rock with that that other Japanese DS game that had the Cross Wars Digimon in it. I still want to see if I can rock with that. Lost Evolution was really good. But shit.
Her wind powers that surpass those of legend. She can absorb the wind and fly around the air like a jet plane using its power.
Nice!
When she moves through the air, her form is invisible, just like the wind. Sylphimon's name is based on Sylph, an imaginary spirit of the air. Jet Sylphimon belongs to the Wind Guardians field. Her special attacks are Jet Binter, which fires both of her arms with the power of the wind, and Ultra Turbulence, which generates unprecedented turbulence from a giant windmill blowing opponents away. Rhino Kabuterimon is a fusion of the human and beast spirits of thunder. This gave him unknown abilities and lightning powers beyond legend. He has a gigantic body and heavy shell that is indistinguishable from a dinosaur. He has the ability to generate a special magnetic field with ultra-high voltage current and can freely control it using his huge horn. He is skilled in charging techniques, but in reality he pushes enemies away with the special magnetic field without actually touching them. His special attacks are Condenser Storm, in which he swings his horn dramatically and releases all the electricity stored in his body in one go, engulfing the enemy in a storm of lightning, and Thunder Laser, in which he fires all the electricity gathered in his horn like a laser. Daipenmon is a fusion of the human and beast spirits of ice. He gained
And then
unknown
there's
abilities.
this.
I remember this. I didn't think it was a fusion, but now that I think about it, that does make sense. Because in one episode, when he had Ice Spirit was fighting Ice Devimon, he licked him. And then when you see this thing has the Ice Devimon and his ice cream and his ice cone licking him.
He what?
He literally got payback from Ice Devimon by freezing him in one of these and is licking.
Devimon is in that?
Yes.
Oh, that makes so much more sense because I'm thinking, okay, well, what's the whole deal with the penguin thing? Like, you were a polar bear, then you turned into a big old Yeti, and now a penguin.
The funny thing is, this penguin is actually a shaved ice machine.
Oh my god, I just realized that. Because of the top.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So when he was his first human form, he was being bullied by an Ice Devimon. And then when he got to this form, he imprisoned the Ice Devimon into his ice cream and started licking him too.
See, this is why I have you here. This is exactly why I have you here. I had no idea Ice Devimon was in one of these popsicles.
Yeah, he got it for a payback for doing that shit.
Wow!
Like, nigga, you want to lick me? I'll lick
you. Oh my god.
Abilities and legendary ice powers. Although his wings have degenerated, he can fly for a moment by flapping the giant ice blocks Kaki Kaki Kun in his right hand
there
and Kochi Kochi Kun in his left hand.
Wow!
Even if they both melt, he doesn't need to worry, because he can create new ones. His special attacks are Blue Hawaii Death, in which he covers the Kaki Kaki Kun in his right hand with blue syrup and hits the enemy, and Strawberry Death, in which he covers the Kochi Kochi Kun in his...
Okay, I'm all the way wrong. This Digimon is OP as fuck. I'm all the way wrong. I'm wrong. Yet again. Ryo Sakurai is wrong. This Digimon is OP.
I'm surprised you didn't notice he was huge as fuck.
I had no idea.
That's a huge bitch.
You thought he was a small motherfucker with the ice cube?
Yes! I thought he was literally at least this size of a penguin with two big ass popsicles.
No, he's a jucking giant with a fucking two giant popsicles.
Holy shit!
Like, I ain't small no more, little niggas.
I was wrong. And you were Ice Machine. You ain't just a penguin. You a damn Ice Machine.
Does he have a slot in your team?
Yes. He going in. He's going in. Going right. You won't fit right in. You won't fit right in with freaking Ultra Force Digimon and Imperial Digimon and that. You won't fit right on in, buddy. Yeah, just come on. Just come right on in.
You have been drafted.
You've been drafted. Yes.
His left hand with red syrup and hits the enemy. However, the color of the syrup does not determine the power of the attack. Daipenmon sometimes works with Gomamon X, and together they...
Then there's that. You can come right along with Gomamon. Come right along with Gomamon. Come right along.
That's his X form.
That's fine too.
They said they work together.
They can come right along. I'll take the X form. Shit. I'm fine with that. Wow.
They unleash Goma Milk Death, a powerful attack, but it's mostly Daipenmon who does all the work. Raihimon is a fusion of the true forms of the human and beast spirits of darkness, who gained unknown abilities and legendary dark powers.
I remember seeing
No one has ever seen this warrior, and there is no evidence of all the enemies he battled, so he's known as the Guardian of Darkness. His special attacks are Schwarzlasatz, meaning a black theorem, which neutralizes all physical laws in the surrounding area and brings down the enemy, and Radkreuz, meaning red cross, which is fired from the lion's eye on his head.
Wow.
Hyper Spirit Evolution is when a chosen child or Digimon bonds with some legendary spirits in certain combinations to form a Transcendent form hybrid Digimon. Kaiser Greymon is a Transcendent Digimon with the power of fire, set to surpass even the power of the legendary 10 warriors. It is said that the power
Right.
of the 9 dragon veins that flow through the earth resides within his body, and it is foretold that if he can control the power of the 9 dragons, he will be able to demonstrate immeasurable abilities and even rule the earth. In
Damn!
order to control that power, he possesses the Dragon Soul Sword, which is said to seal the soul of a dragon. Kaiser Greymon belongs to the Wind Guardians, Deep Savers, Nightmare Soldiers, and Nature Spirits fields. His special attacks are Flame Dragon Strike, which fires an arrow from the Dragon Soul Sword that has been perfected to a white light,
Wow.
and 9-headed Dragon Formation, which fires the 8 dragon veins that reside in the earth, becoming the last dragon and smashing the enemy with his great sword. Other attacks include Purgatory Sword Dance, Storming Flame, and Flaming Edge.
Okay, here's the reason why I had my jaw drop to the floor is because, again, it's been a long while since Real Sakurai has watched Frontiers. It's been a long while, okay? Relearning all of this is just like, it's new knowledge for me. I'll just say that now.
He says this, but you know what the funny thing is?
What?
He's in Hacker's Memory. These two are in Hacker's Memory.
They are?
Yes. You have to collect their. You have to get the beast, the human spirit, and the beast spirit. But after that, you good.
I didn't go that far in. That's the problem. I didn't get that far in. Because I was literally getting a harem of Digi women as in terms of
You what?
backwards memory. You didn't hear me say that. Y'all didn't hear me say that. Y'all ain't hear shit.
Magna Garurumon is a transcendent Digimon with the power of light, said to surpass even the power of the legendary 10 warriors. He excels at moving at the speed of light and can fly at subliminal speed when equipped with a flight
shit.
unit. Also, the chest armor, the long-range Sniper Phantom on his right arm, and the medium-range Strike Phantom on his left arm can be separated, but this reduces their firepower. The laser sight on his chest can lock onto all targets, both air and ground, by rotating in the sky, and once he has confirmed a target after rotating high above, he launches an all-out attack. It is now impossible to escape from Magna Garurumon. Magna Garurumon belongs to the Virus Busters, Wind Guardians, and Metal Empire fields. His special attacks are Machine Gun Destroy, which attacks all locked-on targets at once and destroys the main target at high speed.
Why is that weird?
And Starlight Velocity, which accelerates to a speed
Yeah, I was getting
that
ready to say, you
exceeds the
can take all his
subliminal
armor off and
after
just
separating
make
from the
this-
chest armor and erases everything that comes into contact with the band of light.
It's funny, in the game, in Hacker's Memory, you can change his form to that too. You can go from having all the weapons to having no weapons, it's just the swords.
Oh wow.
Other attacks include Magna Cannon, Magna Blade, and Aero Magna Blade.
Time for the
The
ultimate
Ancient
fusion.
Spirit Evolution is achieved by bonding together all the 20 legendary spirits to form the legendary Susanamon. Susanamon is, in Eastern legends, the strongest god of destruction and the god of regeneration. It is said that he descends when there is an abnormality in the network system, nullifying the existing system and creating a new one. Susano is a kami in Japanese mythology. The legend tells the story of how Susano came down from heaven because he was banished for his outrageous behavior. He then met a couple whose 7 daughters were devoured by Yamato no Orochi, a serpent dragon with 8 heads and tails. Susano killed the serpent and married the girl he saved, producing many generations of gods. Susanamon belongs to the Virus Busters, Wind Guardians, Nightmare Soldiers, Metal Empire, Deep Savers, and Nature Spirits fields.
Nice.
His special attacks are Heavenly Wings Beheading, a sword of light unleashed by Zero Arms Orochi that cuts and pierces everything under the sky,
Oh yeah, I forgot he did do that. Like I'm firing my laser.
and 8 Thunder Gods, an ultimate move in which a sword of light is unleashed from Zero Arms Orochi towards the heavens, raining down on the earth as destructive lightning.
Damn.
The 10 Ancient Warrior Digimon were the first ultimate level Digimon to exist in ancient times. Ancient Greymon possesses the attribute of fire. It is said that his strength surpasses even that of current ultimate Digimon, making him truly the ultimate. Ancient Greymon's abilities were later passed down to Dragon-type Digimon, such as Greymon.
Yeah.
It is said that he survived until the end of the previous Holy War, along with Ancient Garurumon and sealed away Luchamon.
I want to watch it.
He has the Vaccine attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters and Nature Spirits fields. His special attacks are Gaia Tornado, which gathers the energy of the Earth and turns it into a tornado that engulfs and blows away enemies, and Omega Burst, which causes a super explosion that spreads for several kilometers with a strong flash of light.
Damn.
Ancient Garurumon has the attribute of light and was called the Shining Supreme Beast. Ancient Garurumon's abilities were later passed down to Beast Digimon. It is said that he survived until the end of the previous Holy War along with Ancient Greymon and sealed away Luchamon. Ancient Garurumon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Virus Busters and Nightmare Soldiers fields.
And that's where all the Garou.
His special attacks are Sharpness Claymore, which cuts through enemies with a dazzling flash of his two great swords, and Absolute Zero, which completely stops the movement of electrons with the super freezing air of Absolute Zero and Super Light. Ancient Megatheriumon has the attribute of Ice. It is said that he had the strength and bravery to adapt to the extremely cold and frozen Earth. His Absolute Zero attacks halt the atomic activity of all things and can easily destroy giant permanently frozen icebergs. Ancient Megatheriumon's abilities were later passed down to Mammal and Snow and Ice Digimon. Ancient Megatheriumon is based on Megatherium, an extinct mammal that was the size of the modern elephant. He lived during the last Ice Age. Ancient Megatheriumon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Deep Savers field. His special attacks are an Absolute Zero, Super Blizzard called Freezing Blizzard, and a Supercharge called Great Snowplow that can destroy even giant icebergs. Ancient Beatmon has the attribute of Thunder.
What even am I looking at?
It's ancient Beetlemon.
It's like a fusion of three Beetles.
That's what it basically is.
I'm seeing Kabuterimon's wings. I'm seeing Kawagamon's bottom half, and then I'm seeing freaking
Ancient Digimon.
Freaking.
Who do you think his grandchildren is? Since you saying their names, this nigga passed on. When this nigga passed his data, it passed on to the Insect Digimon.
I'd be afraid of this
Insect
thing.
and Lightning Digimon too.
What I'm saying is that I'd be afraid of this damn thing. I would personally be afraid.
I bet you would. I think everybody's afraid of it. It's basically, I think it goes to electric and machine Digimon.
I would think so. Look at him. Look at him. They don't have the scythe for hands. No wonder all the bug Digimon are terrifying. This is beyond that.
Kabuterimon isn't that scary?
Are you serious? Are you actually serious? Oh yeah, sure. A building like insect, right? With them kind of wings, and the head look like it's about to eat your whole head off. Like it's about to literally decapitate you and chew you, bones and all. How you know that? What makes you think that thing got not a meat? That thing don't eat meat.
It has an appearance that resembles a combination of many insects, such as rhinoceros beetles and stag beetles. He has a hard shell that rivals that of Chrome Digizoid, and his sickle-shaped arms have the power to cut through anything and lift objects hundreds of times his own mass with ease.
Hundreds of times his size.
Basically the same as an ant.
With ease.
Basically the same as an ant.
And this thing's bigger than an ant. Now I want you to imagine exactly
if
an ant can pick. Yeah. That's right. That's right, officer. That's right.
Ancient Beatmon's abilities were later passed down to Insect Digimon. Ancient Beatmon has the Vaccine attribute and belongs to the Nature Spirits field.
Look at it.
His special attacks are Calamity Thunder, a Calamity Thunderbolt that brings about super disasters, and Terra Blaster, a super electrical discharge attack that is 1,000 times stronger than the Hercule Kabuterimon's Giga Blaster. Ancient Irismon has the attribute of Wind and golden wings and a beautiful rainbow-colored appearance. It is said that she could soar through the vast sky with her golden wings at lightning speed, and by building a rainbow bridge, she could move freely on land and even underwater.
Damn, why is she
Ancient
so
Irismon's
thick?
beauty and abilities were later passed down to Birdman and Fairy Digimon. Ancient Irismon has the Vaccine attribute and belongs to the Wind Guardians field. Her special attacks are Storm Gazer, which creates a constant giant storm, and Rainbow Symphony, which fires off a super molten laser in 7 colors.
God damn.
Ancient Volcamon has the attribute of Earth and the greatest power among the ancient Digimon. High-temperature magma constantly bubbles up within his body, which is the source of his mighty power. Ancient Volcamon's abilities were later passed down to Rock-type Digimon, such as...
I'm saying it right now, that's beating any legendary Pokemon, no matter what. That's beating it.
Yeah.
That is beating that. Without question. I know. Why are you bringing up Pokemon? Because of that whole dumbass discussion that Pokemon could literally beat Digimon. No, they can't. No. No.
Death Metal already said that Digimon can't do that.
Yeah, but people are stubborn.
No, I said it wrong. Death Metal already established that Pokemon can't beat Digimon.
People are just stubborn. You know? They're just stubborn. And they don't really look into what we're looking at right now. They don't really look into that. This thing is great. Jesus. And then on top of that, Good Mythical Morning pointed out, almost all the Digimon have belt buckles strapped to their hands and feet.
Yeah.
What is it with Bandai Namco and making Digimon that strapped with belt buckles? An exceedingly amount. Not to say that's a bad thing, that's a problem. I like it. I personally like it.
Same.
But what brought that on?
I thought it was an aesthetic or just to make them look cooler.
Just ore and mineral type. Ancient Volcamon has the Virus attribute and belongs to the Nature Spirits and Metal Empire fields.
Metal, see?
His special attacks are Atomic Bomber, which causes the volcano on his back to explode, and the resulting propulsive force is used to unleash a super powerful lariat, and Supernova, which generates antimatter within his body and causes a super explosion comparable to a small Big Bang.
Damn!
Ancient Trimon has the attribute of Wood and is the largest of the ancient Digimon. There are various mechanisms hidden within his body, allowing him to perform tricky attacks and movements. Ancient Trimon's abilities were later passed down to Plant-type Digimon.
Okay.
Ancient Trimon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Nature Spirits and Wind Guardians fields. His special attacks are a Pious Gimmick, which activates all the gimmicks in his body to attack all at once, and Surprise Cannon, which fires supermassive shells from the giant cannons in his mouth and chest. Ancient Trimon's name and appearance are based on the Trojan horse, and his special attack, Epias Gimmick, is based on the Greek soldier and builder of the Trojan horse, Epias. Ancient Mermaimon has the attribute of water and is the guardian goddess of the Net Ocean, the birthplace of Digimon. She rules over the vast Net Ocean and can control all water, including ocean current.
Now, I'd like to say she was in Lost Evolution. You could get her in Lost Evolution, you still have to take a minute, but yeah. She's a good Digimon too. Really good.
And tsunamis as if they were her own limbs. It is said that countless continents and islands have been wiped out by Ancient Mermaimon's wrath. Ancient Mermaimon's abilities were later passed down to Aquatic Digimon. Ancient Mermaimon has the Data attribute and belongs to the Deep Savers field. Her special attacks are Great Meal Storm, which creates a huge whirlpool that engulfs everything in water, and Crystal Billow, which crystallizes water into super hard crystals and fires them like a machine gun. Another attack is Mermaid's Echo.
Okay.
Ancient Weismon has the attribute of steel and is the wisest Digimon in the digital world. He's like an Akashic record that records all the outstanding wisdom of ancient times, and it is said that there is nothing that Ancient Weismon does not understand. He's also a wise man who has the wisdom of ancient times and can see into the distant future. It is also said that the mirror on Ancient Weismon's body is connected to another universe. Ancient Weismon's abilities were later passed down to Mutation Digimon. Ancient Weismon has the virus attribute and belongs to the Nightmare Soldiers and Metal Empire fields. His special attacks are La Paz no Ma, translated as La Paz's Demon, which uses ultimate wisdom to determine the coordinates to another world and traps the enemy in another universe for all eternity.
What the fuck? For all eternity?
Nigga, it's a one-way gate. You really think you're gonna be like, all right, let me pull this nigga back out?
Wow. Oh wow. Phew.
And Elder's Sign, which summons the ultimate evil god from another universe. La Paz's Demon concerns the idea of determinism, namely the belief that the past completely determines the future. According to determinism, if someone knows the precise location and momentum of every atom in the universe, their past and future values for any given time can be calculated from the laws of classical mechanics. Ancient Sphinxmon has the attribute of darkness, and as a being born from darkness, he is at the polar opposite of Ancient Garurumon. He governs the destruction and annihilation of all things tangible and living, and was feared as a beast of darkness that brings death. Ancient Sphinxmon's abilities were later passed down to Mythical Beast and Demon Beast Digimon. Ancient Sphinxmon has the virus attribute and belongs to the Nightmare Soldiers field. His special attacks are Dark Blast, a destructive ray he fires along with a roar, and Necro Eclipse, an ultimate annihilation move that engulfs the enemy in the darkness of death.
Holy shit.
Which legendary spirit warrior is your favorite? Tell me in the comments below. If you want to support me, you can do so on Patreon.
Holy shit. As if the lore and strength-wise of Digimon couldn't get any crazy. Then again, y'all told me to look at this a while ago, and I'm just getting to it now. And again, I say it again, this is why I have this man here.
Yep.
Wow. So not only the World Knight's broken, Olympus 12 is broken, the Demon Lords are broken, and now you got the legendary warriors. Ancient Digimon are broken.
Everybody's broken.
Well, with that, this is literally an hour or so of a video, and I knew it was going to be, considering the context. Let me know what you guys think down below about what we have just seen. I know for a fact I've learned a lot, yet again, regarding Digimon. And again, shout out to Master Zen for accompanying me in regards to this video.
Yep.
We will be doing more of these in the near future regarding Digimon and anything else that we come across. With that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you so much for watching this. This is the Master Sakurai, the Master Zen,
You and me.
and Urban Ninja in the background. And we'll see y'all again next time. I'm going to get some water. Peace.